Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Irish column for Sunday, the 20th of July, 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by Martin Murphy and Anthony Casey now in a while. We have a bit to talk about. Shit in the Dina. A hip piece has been done on us this week, and there's a lovely Irish song that's come out there as well. I'm going to play that as well. I need to speak about Tracy O'Mahony has come out and done a couple of videos. We'll talk about that. And the lefties in Sligo. Did you see Sligo yesterday? I have videos there of Sligo. I have Niall's speech and the whole lot. So yeah, we'll get them all done in a while. And John Wilson's speech as well in Sligo. But there was a couple of lefties, the usual ones, you know, the one with the green hair and with the deep voice like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's a few of them. So let's just go to a few of the banners there, a few there. Good to hear, as always. Thanks, Colin. Fair play to you. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Bang on time, Paul. Impressed. Evening, Paul. Evening, lads. How are you, Stevie? How are things, buddy? Paul, I hope you're a grand fella. I am a grand fella. Yeah. Tip beat Cork. Lol. I'm gonna be honest, lads. I watched the first half and I thought Tip were dead and buried. I really did. And I just sat the second half then just started and it was just Genie Mac. This is just crazy. And then I went for a walk. I didn't watch the end of it, but they ran them up, yeah. Good evening, all. Shinanadina are Darda. What's Darda? Lamb chop. Shinanadina are Darda. Do you mean Garda? No, no. Hi, all. Hi, Anne. How are you? Angie, how are you? Hi, Paul, Martin, Anthony, and Orla. Orla be on in the while, just because we're going to get this party stuff out of the way. I don't like... Orla doesn't get involved in the party stuff and the shit in the Dina stuff because it doesn't concern her, you know what I mean? She doesn't want to get involved in it, and she's right not to get involved. The weirdo with the pink hair was he, she, a man or a beast? I don't know, but give me a stick and I'll kill it, as my dad say. But yeah, got dinner, yeah. I watched 420 stream of Sligo. That was gas. Yeah, it was gas. I'll play it now in a while. These were just yup as I swear to God, you're gobshites. Hi, Paul. Hi, chat. I'm just going to put up the banners there. You can get us on WhatsApp there on 089-203-1521. You can also watch us live and comment on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at RuggerMorph27, and Ireland Force 23, and Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons, and www.theirishchannel.com/live. You can also buy us a coffee if you want to. Will be much appreciated. Thank you very much. You can get us down on Shin in the Dina as well. www.shininthedina.ie if you want to join Shin in the Dina. And yeah, go through a few more of these. What's Drew Cook saying? Even all won't let me share to Facebook, saying the page has opted out of the platform. Share to X. No, we're up there. We're on my Facebook. And anyway, Drew, let me see. Yeah, we're live on Facebook. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Yeah. Lamb chop, Garda. Are you for real, Lamb chop? Get a grip, mate, will you? Garda. Am I a Garda? Am I a Garda? If I'm a Garda, I should be on so many grand a year. I'm not a Garda. Anthony's not a Garda. Nobody in there a Garda. So you're talking bullshit, mate. Bullshit. Have you any proof of that? Throw me in a bit of proof there if you have any of that, because I'm a member of Shin in the Dina. I'm a council member of Shin in the Dina, and I can tell you out straight, there's none of us are controlled opposition or anything of the sort. So cop on to yourself, Lamb chop, will you, mate? Yeah. How are you, Catherine? How are you, everyone? See Houlihan and now Pat Rabbit running for president. Yeah, it's crazy. It's brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. The Muppet Show with the green hair. I'm just going to see if I got that there. The lefties. Yeah, I'm going to play that lefties in Sligo for you. Watch this. This is just ridiculous.
I'd rather make a fucking dead seal. You know that? Dead cunt. And you're supporting the British? Fuck off! Well, why are you on the fucking side of the occupier then? Yeah, why are you on the side of the occupier? Why are you on the side of the loyalists and the Israelis? Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
You've got a fucking guy wearing a Israeli fucking shirt. You're on the side of the occupiers.
You don't real law, you wouldn't be allowed to wear that, do you? Huh? You better go cover yourself up.
Do you want to read
Ireland? Cover yourself up, come on.
Now YouTube stars, and off we go with the march, lads. I'm going to plug this camera in, right?
Our street!
I'm going to leave the lefties with that here.
I haven't lied. Fucking dirty supporting the fascists!
I'm going to say goodbye to the fascists. I'm going to get going.
Gardaí supporting the fact. Gardaí supporting the fascists. Did you hear that? Oh. How are you doing, Martin? How's things?
Hi, Paul. How are you tonight?
That was crazy. Did you see that shit? Like, you know what I mean?
Al Brick is great,
boy.
isn't he? Isn't he? Isn't Brick great? Isn't he?
Yeah, is that his name? Brick? Is that his name?
Brick, yeah. It's kind of his kind
what
of
a
nickname.
clown.
Yeah.
It's someone vomiting that girl's hair. That girl is not a girl. That girl is a boy, and an ugly little man as well. I'll have you know. Fergus Powell. Good evening, Paolo, and everyone. Hope you all keeping well. God bless all. How are you, Ferg? How's things, mate?
Hi, Ferg.
Yeah. What is that? My God. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just that is a man, Green Goon. Yeah, and so was the other thing, the witch. The witch was a man as well. He had a Scottish accent. Yeah. Yeah. Why are you doing the thing? You have a man from Israel. I think Niall came out and said that he didn't want your man there, like, you know what I mean, that he shouldn't have been there. But listen, you can't pick and choose. You can't listen. You don't know everyone that's there. You know what I mean? You don't. You know what I mean? The same way as we got lashed out there a few weeks ago over your man there that killed the man in what you call it, that spoke in Limerick. We had nothing got to do with that. Shannon Adina or Limerick says no. He just got up and got the mic. But yet we've been tarnished with that, and we're going to talk about that now in a while, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hello, Martin, my man.
I have a friend with me tonight that won't get off my lap.
I'm worse
than Orla.
Oh, well done.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, stay over there.
Shopping and fornicators. Welcome to mainstream Irish culture. Yes. Lamb chop. This lamb chop fella said Shannon Adina are Garda. Now, honestly, lamb chop, you're full of shit, man. Full of shit. Oh.
Well, actually, now, interesting thought conversation. On Garda Síochána were set up to protect, by consent, the Indigenous citizens of Éire. They've failed in their duties, so Sinn Féin is taking up that responsibility. So we will serve and protect with the consent of the population, the people of this nation. And that's what Sinn Féin is all about. Simple as that. Community watchdog, encourage communities to stand up for themselves, etc., with consent. That's it. We're doing the job Garda Síochána will not do because they've decided to become the jackboots of the state. Simple as that.
Paul Moyers has put in there 17th September, the Dáil resumes. Yeah, John Malloy sent me on a thing there today about that. And yeah, that's the 17th. I'm just going to go with this here. Eddie O'Grady, lamb chop could mean Shannon Adina media. Good. Well done, Eddie. That's exactly what he could mean, because Eamon is a Garda, isn't he? Or we've been told Eamon is a Garda.
Eamon John J. Murphy.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what he is. We hope he's just somebody with Walter Mitty complex and a mental disorder. I would hope that, and I hope he gets help. If he is a Garda informant or a state asset, I hope he gets what he deserves.
Yeah. Martin Murphy for president. Jeez, everyone else is throwing the name into the hat, Martin. Why don't you?
Might as well. I'm about the same height as Michael D.
Yeah. There's no need for that. That's not nice.
It's a bit of fun.
It's not nice. It's terrible. Well, hang on.
Okay, if Michelle Keane calls me leprechaun, it must be true.
It must be true. Yeah. It must be. Let me just see how I got this here. Downloads.
back in one
An
second.
election fraud. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I'm actually going to play Niall McConnell, great speech there today as well, or yesterday as well. There, lamb chop is a bit of fluff. Yeah. Encourage Irish communities to make lots of intelligent Irish children. Yes, please do. It was Shannon Adina media. Okay, thank you, lamb chop. Okay, my apologies there. Shannon Adina media is definitely. They're nothing what to do with us. Nothing. He broke away from Shannon Adina. He was actually thrown out of it. Lamb Chop just came back there and said it was Shannon Adina media. So okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
we'll speak to that. Yeah, Eamon John J. Juju Murphy, or whatever his name is, he is nothing got to do with Shannon Adina. He was part of Shannon Adina, then he tried to set up Shannon Adina media. He did set up Shannon Adina media. He owns 90% of Shannon Adina media, does he?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. But it's absolutely nothing. But it's nothing to do with Sinn Adina Mná agus Fur.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, thanks for that there, lamb chop. So yeah, he is Gardaí. We think he's Gardaí. We've been told he was Gardaí, but again, you don't know who these people are. So I knew none of us were. Catherine O'Connell, great speech at Sligo. I'm gonna actually play Niall's speech at Sligo because it was a good one. Let me just play it there.
Brothers and sisters of the eternal Irish nation, my name is Niall McConnell, and I've travelled from Castlefin, County Donegal. We stand here today, hearts ablaze with the fire of the Holy Spirit, on the sacred soil of Sligo, where our ancestors, under the banner of the O'Connor Kings, prayed at Sligo Abbey and fought against tyranny with unyielding courage. We marched through this town, our feet treading the paths of our forefathers, to oppose this mega IPAS centre. An invasion of our land, a threat to our children's future, a wound to the soul of our ancient people, a noble people. This land, kissed by the river Garavogue, home to the deer and the hawk, it's ours by right, by blood, by the grace of our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ. Amen. We are the indigenous sons and daughters of Era, a spiritual nation forged in the crucible of faith and sacrifice. Our ancestors endured the penal times, when the Mass was whispered in secret, when the Holy Rosary was prayed under the shadow of oppression. They clung to the Holy Ghost, their spirits unbroken, their hearts lifted by the Blessed Virgin and her holy martyrs. And we, their descendants, carry their sacred flame, a flame no traitor can ever extinguish. Today, we face a new tyranny. This IPAS centre, the largest in Ireland, looms like a dark cloud over Sligo, threatening us to make us strangers in our own homeland. In 10 years, they say, the Irish will be a minority in our own land. Our children are no longer safe. Our right to self-determination trampled by those who would sell our birthright. The snake, Micheál Martin, that self-loathing anti-Irish traitor, dares to call us mongrels. Yes. He's the biggest mongrel. Mongrels! We who evangelized Europe, who carried the light of Christ from Iona to the Alps. We, the descendants of the O'Connor Kings, of Beru, of Red Hugh O'Donnell. No, we are a proud ancient people, our blood singing with the vitality of a warrior race. As John Mitchell declared in the United Irishman in 1848, there is a vitality and stubbornness in the Irish race that no tyranny can subdue and no misfortune can extinguish. We are not ashamed of our past. We glory in it. Our ancestors were wonderful, noble souls who built monasteries, wrote poetry and fought for Irish freedom. Sligo's daughter, Constance Markovich, knew this when she said, "The struggle for Irish freedom is a sacred cause, and those who fight for it are blessed." We stand here today, carrying the flag of Irish nationalism, proud of who we are, proud of our race, proud of our faith. This is our land, our only home, where the spirits of our ancestors whisper in the wind, where the bones of the O'Connors rest. where the Holy Trinity reigns eternal. The IPAS centre must be stopped. We fight for our children, for the rivers and the hills, for the future of our sacred nation. We call upon our saints, St. Patrick, St. Bridget, St. Columkill, to guide us and shield us from this enemy invasion of our land. Oh, St. Patrick, you banished the snakes from Ireland once, banish them again. These serpents in suits, these politicians who betray us. Let the Holy Spirit fill our hearts as we pray the rosary, as we stand firm with the likes of O'Connor, the O'Neills, like Emmett, like Tawn, like Pearce. By the faith of Columkill, by the bravery of O'Connor, by the might of Beru, by the defiance of Red Hugh, by the sacrifice of Emmett, by the vision of Wolftown, by the unyielding spirit of Pearce, we will not yield! We are the eternal Irish, the children of a holy and warrior race, baptized in the fire of the Holy Ghost, united under the cross of Christ. For our land, for our children, for our faith, we will fight and we will prevail. Erin go Bragh!
That was an impassioned speech, wasn't it? Well done, fair play to him. He's a good lad, Niall, I have to say, he is a good lad.
Bit of Michael Collins reborn in that. That's powerful stuff. He's a great guy. Look, check out his website, check out the stuff he's doing, follow him, give him support. He's only done good as far as I can see. And that was fucking passionate.
Yeah, it was. I'm going to send him a text now and see when he's finished his show. Does he want to come on and have a chat with us later on? Because he's good. I have another one there of what's his name? Wilson. John Wilson. It's only 2 minutes. We'll play that just to get them out of the way. I don't mean to get them out of the way, but we can talk about the Sligo thing down in a minute.
Many people will be glad to hear that my voice is gone, so I'll be saying very little. I have a clear message to our leftist loony friends that were gathered outside the post office. Ireland belongs to the Irish, whether you like it or don't like it. It's our country. We are gathered in Queen Maeve Square. Queen Maeve was the warrior queen of Ireland. It's great to see so many Irish warriors gathered here today. It's also great to see so many Irish pride flags here today. Right? The tricolour is our Irish pride flag.
That's our pride.
On the 1st of January 2004, Ireland became a dumping ground for most of the Eastern European criminals and social welfare tourists. We are now a dumping ground for the entire world. And our clear message must go out to our quisling traitorous government from Sligo. We're not going to take it anymore. The descendants of the Islamic invaders that were driven back by the Crusaders in the Middle Ages are now freely entering Europe. They are now invading Europe. They are now invading Ireland. We are being invaded. As we gather here today, it's not if Irish people become a minority in Ireland, it is when Irish people become a minority in Ireland. Our traitorous, treacherous government, they are incentivising these people to invade our country, to invade our lovely homeland. They are giving out Irish citizenship like snuff at a wake. They are giving away our Irish birthright. I say no more. People of Sligo, are we going to stand by and watch Irish people become a minority in our own country? I say never, never, never. This is Ireland, our Ireland, and we will fight like hell to save her. Thank you very much.
That's John Wilson, ex-Garda whistleblower.
That's passion again. Just passion. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic.
Just let me see this one here. I just got something sent to me. No, yeah, I played her after 10. No problem, mate. That's cool, yeah. So, yeah, that was Sligo. And this is one of the biggest iPass centres in the country, man. Have you seen it? You've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
You know?
Is it? It's Sligo where Susan Delaney and Stephen Kerr their event that's in Drumshanbo in Sligo, isn't it?
No, Leitrim, isn't it? That's in Leitrim there.
Sorry, my
Leitrim there,
yeah. My mistake, yeah. Why do I think Drumshanbo was in Sligo? But
I don't know. Would they not buy a microphone? Well, yeah, Jesus, yeah. I didn't even cop. I think they done well for someone that hadn't got a microphone. So fair play to them, like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely fantastic. No, that was.
As John says, you do nothing violent. You do. As John says, don't do nothing violent because you will be sent to the bad place. So just keep waving flags and call yourself a fucking patriot. Yeah, okay. I don't know whether that was a bit of sarcasm there from James, but corned beef and cabbage, anyone? No. The one thing you can't deny is that Pepper is passionate. This is Gavin, yeah. Speaking of Gavin, I'm going to play. Will we talk about what you want to talk about here, Martin, and the hit piece that was done today?
I was in the paper again. The Irish Mail on Sunday.
Yeah, hang on there. I'm just going to put this up here. Hang on. Let me just fix me.
As was my Shindadina brothers and sisters and Anthony Casey and everybody else that they wanted to attack. So we're going to do a little. There's a lady. I don't know if she's a lady. A woman called Debbie McCann who works for the Irish Mail on Sunday. And there's the Irish Mail on Sunday, and then the Mail on Sunday. What's the other one? Is the Irish Daily Mail. So
you sent that to me there. Hang on, you sent them on, didn't you?
Well, I sent the messages. So the way there's no legal requirement for a journalist to send you information in relation to when they're going to do a hit piece on you or a story on you, but there's a kind of a code of ethics in relation to they give you the right to reply. It's not a legal requirement. And it's kind of the standard across the EU and most of the Western world as well. So what they do is the day before they do a hit piece on you, they send you a message to say that, well, we're doing a hit piece. Would you like to comment? So I made some comments to Mrs. McCann in relation to, she's trying basically to do a hit piece on me in relation to kind of guilt by association. So I said, well, here's one back at you, and it works both ways. So Debbie has been invited. So Debbie McCann has been invited to come on the show. I sent her the link before the show. She was also invited to respond to the fact that I'm going to be doing my own hit piece on her in relation to, because she specializes in doing hit pieces on nationalism. She's done hit pieces on pretty much everybody, but Suzanne Delaney would have been the most notable one because this is my personal opinion. Debbie McCann is a hack journalist. She's really poor at her job. She may have won some awards back in the day. She claims to be her speciality is criminal investigation and stuff like that. I've gone through her stuff. I'm not seeing it, Debbie. So if you were a true journalist in the true sense, you would be tackling, as I said in the messages and responses I sent to you, you'd be tackling government corruption. You'd be tackling all the stuff I listed out. Paul can put up the messages I sent to you. You chose not to respond. That's fine, but I gave you right to respond. So Debbie McCann works for a newspaper called the Mail on Sunday. The Mail on Sunday is owned by... I just have to dig out his name because it's quite a mouthful. Jonathan Harmsworth, who is the 4th Viscount of Rothmere. So he's a British media magnate who controls the Daily Mail and General Trust, which is DMGT, which owns DMG Media, which they're the publisher of the Irish Daily Mail. So Miss McCann works for the Crown. Okay, he's a royal. His title only exists because it was given to him by the British royal family. So Debbie works for a paper that is owned by the British monarchy, in essence. Okay, so that's number one. Number two,
Someone just posted
Miss
there,
McCann.
McCann is Herman's yoke.
Well, no. Okay, so I've asked her directly. It's in the messages center. I've said there are unsubstantiated rumors that, due to the fact that Herman Kelly did work in the journalistic circle in Ireland at some point in his career, and it's a small circle. It's the same as the legal circle in Ireland. It's a really small circle. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that they know each other. I know, as a matter of fact, that some of Debbie's co-workers would have been Herman's co-workers. So again, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that they have contact with each other or have intermediaries that, you know, they know people who know each other, etc., etc., etc. Completely unsubstantiated. But, you know, that old saying, no smoke without fire. So there are those that say that Herman Kelly is actually one of her sources. Again, unsubstantiated, but there's rumors. There's lots and lots and lots of rumors. The most interesting thing about Debbie McCann is Debbie McCann was involved in, so if everybody remembers Maurice McCabe is the Garda whistleblower who basically blew the whistle on the penalty points scandal in relation to that. If you were in the know and you were a person of note, you could get your penalty points squashed, etc., etc. And the state and An Garda Síochána went on a witch hunt against him and accused him, I believe, of inappropriate relationships with children or along that lines, to smear him and basically destroy him, and, you know, to just ruin his life. The tribunal was called and I'm going to get the pronunciation correct. I think it was the Charlton Tribunal, but I just want to double check that. Charlton Tribunal. During that tribunal, there were 11 journalists that were called, or it was proposed that they had been given information by An Garda Síochána. The guard in question's name was Superintendent David Taylor, and that he had leaked information to 11 journalists to smear Maurice McCabe. Debbie McCann is allegedly one of these journalists. What's interesting about this, and this kind of goes to the core of who she is as a person. The judge presiding over the tribunal pretty much, and you can look this up yourself, this information is freely available, called her a liar and said she was withholding information and questioned her credibility. So this is the nature of a person. Now, Debbie's dad is a guard, so she's in the club, okay? And you have to remember, it is a club, okay? They're all in the same club. So she claimed she was protecting her sources, and she claimed journalistic privilege. But in essence, the judge called her out and basically said, you're a liar. And he said a lot of lies have been told. So these 11 journalists more than likely were influenced by the state and by An Garda Síochána to smear Maurice McCabe, because Maurice McCabe had made the guards and the state look bad. And so that's Debbie McCann. This is the person doing all the hit pieces on the Nationalists. She needs special attention. You know what I mean? We need to be talking about this woman and any other journalist who is compromised. She is compromised. She works for the Crown. Her money comes directly from the Crown. She works for a British monarchy-owned newspaper. Okay, that's a big deal, people. That is a big deal. And she has been hauled before a tribunal and has been called, or her truthfulness, she wasn't directly called a liar, her truthfulness has been called into question by a judge in a tribunal. So this is the quality of person that is writing these hit pieces. Now, her hit piece is interesting because she's also a hack, and I'm calling you a hack, Debbie, because you know what hack means. She rehashes. So this is her third time around rehashing the same stuff over and over and over again. They threw in a new little bits that your man Ambrose, that has nothing to do with any organization that I'm involved with. He actually was a homeless guy in Limerick who got a mic because he was homeless, and that's it. That's the extent of there's no relationship between him and Limerick. Says no, there's no relationship between Sinn Féin and him. That's it. None of us can predict the future. That's it. A homeless guy asked if he could speak. He was allowed to speak. The state and media's actions against a certain individual in Limerick who's a friend of mine, and what they've done to this man, and I'm not saying his name because he's getting enough heat already.
Yeah.
I will never forgive any state asset, media outlet for what you have done to this man. And I mean that. I will never forgive it. And you will be held to account for what you have done. It doesn't matter whether we agree or disagree on how the country should be run, or, you know, whatever. We all sit on different political poles, etc., etc. But as a Christian and a Christian country, there's a certain moral compass that we should all live by. And it can point a little bit left and it can point a little bit right. But there's a clear definition of what is right and what is wrong. And what you did was wrong, to the point that I will not forgive it. And I will do this on this man's behalf. And I'm telling you now, stop. And it's the only warning I'm going to give you. Stop. And do not mention that man's name again. And that's all I have to say on the matter. Debbie, you got your invite. You have your right to reply. You can do as many false hit pieces. You can. Oh, by the way, you make mistakes. Like for a journalist, like oh God, even your punctuation. Look, I'm not going to go too much into that. But as a professional, my God, do better, please. And as an investigative journalist, you have sent out messages to people who, you know, you're doing the hit piece on them. You send them out the day before. I replied to you, and you didn't reply back. If you were an investigative journalist, a real investigative journalist, you'd come back and you'd see, could you pick my brain? Could you sit down? Could you get more information out of me? You're not. You're a hack. And that's all you'll ever be. Okay? I suggest you stop or get better. I'm going to introduce you to something new. You talk about the far right. Welcome to the smart right. Thanks, Paul.
No problem, mate. I'm glad you got that off your chest there now. But Debbie has been asked if she wants to come on and have a little chat. But it's like all of them. When you send out these invites to a live debate, none of them come in. You know, none of them come in because none of them can hold their own. None of them have a clue because you know you're right.
Sure. All the messages I sent there were literally, there you go. We're journalists too. This is the thing. We're playing the exact same game that you're playing. The only difference is we only deal in the truth, and even the uncomfortable truth, we deal with it. They're hacks, and I'm just going to go again. That paper owned by the Crown, so it also costs £4.
£4.
£4 fucking quid for a rag. Jesus Christ! I'd rather buy fucking. I'd rather treat myself and buy the expensive toilet paper.
Yeah, so do I. But yeah. So that's that sort of deal. People were up to 1,200 there, just about nearly. We put it up in a few minutes. But let's go through some of the comments. You've no points to make to the contrary. Yeah, well, this is what they do. They done a hit piece on me and Anthony a while ago. If you remember, there was it before Christmas. They done us on that. What was her name? Oh, that redheaded one, Niamh Gallagher.
Niamh Gallagher, yeah, she's another one. Yeah.
This far right observatory crap, and the same again. Do you want to make a comment? And I never even replied to them. Good luck to you. Couldn't give.
I'll be replying to every single one of them, and I will keep offering. Come have a conversation. Come interview me. Come debate me. Let's do it live. I have no problem with it.
Well, we did.
We don't. But the thing is, we don't have any secrets. This goes into the legislation they're trying to pass about seeing all our WhatsApp messages, which, by the way, is smoke and mirrors, people, because Helen McEntee already passed the law a couple of years back that they can store all the data anyway. Every single message, every bit of IT information, every bit, every kilobyte, everything is stored. If you're wondering why the grid is about to collapse, it's because they have to use so much electricity to store
terabits of shit.
To store all our information
everywhere.
Yeah. So they already have it. So look, this is a scare tactic. They know we use WhatsApp as our main means of communication. They're trying to scare people away from using WhatsApp. I don't hide anything. There's nothing I don't say in public that I don't say in the WhatsApp groups. My job is to pull this state down. The state is my enemy. I am for the nation of Ireland. I am not for the state of Ireland. The state of Ireland is the enemy of my people. That's it. And you can check my WhatsApps. You can actually, if anybody wants to have a look at them, you can see them. I don't hide anything.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, I'm the
So
same. Nothing's locked
you
down
can
with me either.
have at it.
Yeah. But what people don't understand is as well, like years ago, before all of this started happening, like all of these companies, the likes of not Virgin, the likes of Vodafone and O2, they all have to keep text messages for 7 years. And anyway, they're all stored on a server. Like I remember this happening years ago when I first went into IT, one of the lads saying it to me, oh yeah, they're all stored. They're on a server. They have to keep them for 7 years. Even before all the GDPR shit come in. They have to be stored and then they're deleted after 7 years in case they're needed. And this is why I couldn't understand how come, because do you remember your woman Callanan and the other one, the commissioner at the time, your woman lost her phones. Do you remember she just lost her phones and all the text messages were gone? The text messages weren't gone, lads. All you had to do was get onto Vodafone, and Vodafone would have gave you them text messages, but they decided not to do that. They just said, no, they're missing, they're gone, we can't get them back. Bullshit. And anyone who knew anything about any of this knew this was bullshit. But of course, the masses are told, oh, we lost it, or something got smashed, or this happened, or that, and they just listen to these yarns. It's like
Epstein's cameras, isn't it? Oh, they just stopped working just for that 4 minutes.
Yeah. But it's like the Garda cameras as well, Martin. Unless the Garda cameras work for the Garda, you know, unless it's good for their case, you won't get the footage. If it's good for your case, we won't get the footage. Like you seen what happened to me. Like in my case was a prime example. You seen me arriving there at 20 to 5, and then the camera was gone off me until I was arrested at 5 to 5. So 13 and a half minutes, there was no interaction with me with the cameras or anything until I was arrested. It's just as well I had my own CCTV with me. Otherwise, I would not have got off with that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Bring your cameras everywhere with you, lads. Keep your cameras on.
I'll tell you, Paul, I'll tell you what, we had actually, you were mentioned so many times the night of the camp out in Dublin, because obviously we'd tents and we'd ropes and we'd this, that, and the other. And every time somebody brought out anything to cut anything or anything, it was like, no, you get a Paul Fitzsimons. It's actually becoming a term. You get a Paul Fitzsimons. Put it away.
Yeah. It's like a Munson, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's very good. Very, very, very funny.
Yeah.
But look, they have your data already. Don't be worried about it. It's all scare tactics. Nobody is saying anything that we don't say publicly. Like I said, the state is my enemy. I am using political means and non-political means to give people an alternative to the current setup. That's it. There's nothing illegal about it. Actually, if you take the Constitution word for word and what it actually means, we're actually doing the best thing for Ireland, and we're doing our duty. The state has abandoned An Bunreacht na hÉireann completely. So we're the nation, and we are the people who are trying to preserve the concept of An Bunreacht na hÉireann. They've abandoned it, and that's it. So from a legal point of view, I'll argue that all day long. From a law point of view, I'll argue that all day long. We are, and people like us and all the other thousands of nationalists out there, of all the different walks, like we are the people who are trying to embody and live what An Bunreacht was meant to do, not what the state is trying to do. And remember, the state is partly owned by the Crown, partly owned by the EU, and God only knows what other entities have their pointy-nosed fingers in it. But yeah,
exactly.
That's a conversation for another day.
Someone just asked, any progress on the 30th, lads? Well, I've reached out to a few people, lads, and I'm waiting for people to get back to me. The interest is not as, how would you say, it's not as great as I thought it would be. But listen, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I was told not to say that. It is what it is, but it is.
Look, the reality is, okay, number one, it's summer. Right, so people go on holidays, kids are off school. It's a tough time of year, especially if you don't have minders and you know what I mean. The kids are off and Secondly, people are on holidays. Thirdly, if you're working, it's midweek. It's bloody hard to get, like I had to give notice to go to Dublin. You know what I mean? To spend 2 days away from work. These are the realities of life. Okay, we have bills to pay. We have responsibilities. We have family. We have this, that, and the other. Everybody can only do what they can do. I always say we're just a small little cog. Everybody can do what they can do. It's very, very hard. If somebody calls something and it doesn't get the traction and the momentum that they desired, that's not a reason to be kind of getting mad at people or angry at people. We're all struggling. Every single one of us, we're struggling. We've been struggling for the last 5 years between COVID, between everything. This life is difficult for everybody, and not just the people who are front facing, the people who are even the viewers here and the people who talk in spaces and this and that. We all know life has been extremely hard, and it's been there's been something on every weekend for the last 7 weeks, Paul. You've been at so much stuff. There's been nobody can go to everything. Do you know what I mean? If I didn't have a job and if I'd won the 250 million euros down in Cork, I'd be at everything, absolutely at everything. But the reality is, I have responsibilities, I have bills to pay, I have this, that, and the other. You can give up. I'm all for cutting yourself off, and I don't have. There's nobody that has any hold on me. But at the end of the day, if I've committed to a man that I'm going to do 8 hours labor for him and he's going to give me money, that's a deal I'm not going to break without notice. I don't do calling in sick, or I don't do disappearing, or I don't do. Do you get me? So it is hard to get that time off, especially midweek. And I know midweek is really important because that's when the civil servants are working and the government is working. But it's bloody hard. It's hard. So I understand if you can't get traction on something. And then you've 10 different people calling 10 different things. Go back to the concept of Sinn Féin. Worry about your own area, right? If you're down in Kerry and something's called in Sligo, that's not an easy job. That's not an easy thing to get to. But if something's called in Kerry and you're in Kerry, go to it. It's not a long drive. If you're in Sligo and surrounding, go to whatever's close to you. Make an appearance. Give an hour of your time. And that's it. And that's how we get the numbers. Don't be killing yourself trying to get up the other end of the. Look, if you can, Jesus, do it. By God, if you can get to everything, do it.
Well, this is what we want. What we want. If you're in Dublin, help us out in Dublin. If you're in Cork, do it in Cork. If you're in Limerick, do it in Limerick. You know what I mean? We don't want everyone converging into one place. We were talking about the airports and we were talking about the ports. You know what I mean? And the bus stations. So let's see if we can still get this. You know what I mean? We've a week and a half left to do this. Like, you know what I mean? We've 10 days, 11 days left. All we need is a couple of thousand people. We don't need loads of people. A couple of tractors, a couple of trucks, a couple of taxis. This can be done, Martin. I think this can be done. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people haven't reached out to me and a lot of people haven't, but a lot of people have as well. You know, that sort of way. There is good interest in this. So there you are there. National Shutdown Day, 30th from 12 noon, 30th of July. Stand up and be counted. Time for direct action. Direct action is what we need here, lads. And there's another protest on Saturday as well in Waterford as well. So I don't know whether they're going to do any direct action there, but I hope they do. If they do, well and good. But this is what we need. We need direct action. This lack of walking around in circles. And I know Niall said it there last week as well, that these protests are working. A lot of people don't think they are, but they are working. You know what I mean? But walking around to the same place all the time is not going to help anyone. You need to stop stuff. You need to stop the whole country needs to be stopped.
Yeah.
And if we can do that on the 30th, or even try to do this on the 30th, that would be a win-win for us, I think. You know.
And look, just shout out Waterford again. Look, it's all the cities need support. The cities are under an awful lot more pressure than the rural areas. So, well, depending on what town you're in, there's some towns that have absolutely been hammered with this. But support Waterford. Get down there. Doesn't matter who's organising it. Doesn't matter who's planning this. Just get down there, show your support, bring your tricolour, network, talk to people, meet people from other counties, other areas. It's there's no such thing as a bad protest. So just go. It's not about the people on the stage at the end or anything like that. It's about the movement of people, a mass of people moving from point A to point B, saying we've had enough. So just support it. Get to Waterford.
Fair play to you there, that chap there, Barry Walsh. We are in Kilkenny City and we go all over the country. We have to make the small sacrifices for the bigger picture,
well done.
lads.
Good
well
stuff,
done.
Barry.
Thanks very
well
much
done.
for that. Paul, can anyone got a tank? No. What someone asked in there, age of voting gets lower. Someone just asked, Paul, can you join up with Michelle on TJ? What's TJ? Paul, can you join up with Michelle on TJ? I just wanted to say something about Michelle as well here. Michelle put out a video yesterday, and I'm not knocking her, and I'm not fighting with her, and anything like that, but she put out a video yesterday saying that there was a GoFundMe for Kulak. There was no GoFundMe for Kulak, and that was never in the public domain, Michelle. I'm sorry. It was never in the public domain that there was a GoFundMe for Kulak, so I'm just putting that out there now. The people at Kulak funded this themselves, you know, and it's particularly one man funded it, you know what I mean? It wasn't an effort from everybody in the area. It was one man or a couple of people funded this. There was no GoFundMes. There was no anything. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think you should stay out of Kulak's business because you shouldn't be talking about stuff that you don't know anything about. That's me finished now for that. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So, yeah.
And I still think it's funny you called me a leprechaun. Like I said, hey, look, like I said, you can't take the heat. Stay out of the kitchen, Michelle. It's as simple as that.
Galloway Rider, I have a JCB 3CX. Would that do as a tank? Yes, it would, mate. If we could get a few more, we would.
Just whoever sent that in, look up the video of the Killdozer from America a few years back. Yeah, can you build one of those for us?
Yeah, Paul, get Michelle on the show. Sort things out. Sort what out? What do we need to sort? Like, I've no problem with Michelle. Like,
Michelle is
call
fine.
Martin a leprechaun. She called Martin a leprechaun. She didn't call me any names.
I think she fancies me. But this is the thing, the difference between us, right? We do a show, and it is political commentary. It's commentary on every. So we talk about everybody, absolutely everybody. Michelle took offense to some of the things I said and did a TikTok video, and I responded to the TikTok video actually laughing at the fact she called me a leprechaun. I have no ill will towards Michelle whatsoever. But I did say to her, if you can't take the heat, the simple fact of it is, if you put your face out there, you are going to be scrutinized. This is you have to accept this. Like I said, I'm in the bloody paper again for nothing, but I'm still in the paper being called a far right person who has guns and threatens this and all this, that, and the other. This is part and parcel of, if you want to put yourself into a position where you are, what's the word? I don't want to say, it's not leader, commanding people or anything like that. But if you're saying that I will bear the burden of standing up for people, you have to be able to accept criticism. And Michelle, unfortunately, you're falling short in that department of being able to accept criticism. You're throwing your toys out of the pram. You've instigated legal proceedings and legal threats against people who not everybody's going to agree with you. In fact, most people won't agree with you. You know what I mean? But you have to get over that. You have to just move on and keep going and keep going and keep going. But like I said, I bear no ill will towards that woman whatsoever. And like I said, I insults don't work. I find it amusing.
Yeah.
So keep coming. I bear you no ill will. You keep doing you. If I see something that I want to comment on, I'm going to comment on, and you can't shut me up. The same as Debbie McCann can't shut me up. You're not going to shut me up. So if I want to say something, I'm going to say it, and I have to bear the consequences and responsibility for everything I say, because the words that come out of my mouth, I own, and that's it.
Get her on and have it out.
There's nothing to have out. There's nothing to have out. She's doing her thing.
Yeah,
I don't agree with some of the things she's done. And I'm just going to say, Michelle, publicly, I don't agree with some of the things you've done. She publicly called me a leprechaun. Very funny.
Stop the infighting. The enemy is watching. Nobody is fighting here. You're not listening, lads. There's no arguments here. There's not. Honestly, I'm not arguing with anyone. You know what I mean? I never argue with anyone. And if I do argue with you, you know I'm arguing with you. Trust me.
The only people
arguing.
Just one thing. The only people I'm arguing with are the people who've sent me death threats. So I'm just going to say that out loud, that I have got credible death threats from several people. And yes, I'm arguing with those people, or anybody who's lied about me publicly in relation. There's only two. So the entire list of people I'm arguing with within the nationalist movement is actually 5 people, and 3 of them have sent me death threats. So that's it. Outside of that, I'm cool with everyone.
Lamb chop there. The GoFundMe is for a high court action. Which GoFundMe are you talking about? The one that doesn't exist from Kulak Says No, or the original Kulak Says No group? There's no GoFundMe in Kulak. None whatsoever. Now, are you talking about Michelle's GoFundMe is for a high court action? I can't comment on that because I don't know. But actually, Amory Porter reminds me of all the gremlins. Michelle, if you're watching this, you just told the porky, R.E. Kulak. Lol. Well, I did. Yeah. Hang on. How are you, love? Okay. She's right. Diego it. Okay. People are asking me there about Gavin, and we are going to talk about this as well. 350 in the chat, 1,000 likes, folks. It helps the algorithm. Jesus, we've more. We've 1,400 in there now. I told you, didn't I? Hold on. Let me just check. We've 1,400 in there, lads. Fair play. Keep sharing it. All it'll be on in a few minutes. We'll have all it on for the second half. So
the 350 is just the YouTube watchers on
Facebook,
Anthony's,
I'd say. YouTube.
No, it's Anthony's. No, just Anthony's YouTube.
Is it?
But there's hundreds more watching on. There's
Facebook.
You're hitting 500 on your X. There's 100 on my X. There's 100 on Anthony's X. There is some on over 100 on Ireland First X, and then there's the actual Irish column itself, and then your Facebook as well. So the viewers are spread out over numerous platforms. And what are the views actually back during the week? How many people watch it back during the week?
Oh Jesus, loads.
12,000.
Last Sunday night, we nearly 3,500 watching live. We had 2,500 and then another 1,000. Yeah, it was. Well, we came out with a good bit of stuff last week. So yeah, and people knew we were going to talk about stuff. So yeah. Did Michelle say handsome leprechaun? Yeah, I think she does fancy Martin. You know what they say about the little jockey? You know what I mean?
I have no comments to make.
By the way, lads, 3 weeks and a day off the cigarettes. Boom. It's great, isn't
Fair
it?
play, Paul. Well done.
Bring her on, lads. Popcorn on me. Lol. Listen,
John.
I don't want to be bringing people on here. I don't want to be bringing people on arguing or anything like that. You know,
no, but there's no. There's no argument. It's all smiles, laughs, and giggles. And like I said, I want everybody to do their thing, but just leave everybody else's thing alone, so to speak, and then realize that this is essentially a show for Nationalist, where this is our version of Prime Time or version 1 Tonight or whatever the hell it was called. We're going to comment on everybody. That's it.
Did you see what Ferg wrote there? For she's my dear, my darling dear, sparkling, full of fun. No one will match you. Like, don't mind that King Brian. I mean Martin. Oh God.
I love it. Brilliant. Great. Cheers for it. Cheers for it. I'm telling you, I just see somebody there. Well done, Paul. You'll be running the marathon next. I'm telling you, you're going to see Paul out in his tight shorts and his little vest, and he's going to be sprinting up there with his Garmin on or whatever they call the Apple Watch, right, and counting his steps. Now, fair play.
No, I have my steps already. I have my steps done. I'm short 2,000 steps now for today just to get.
I'm just going to say to the woman behind Paul's reformation, I say, well done to you.
What makes you think it's a woman? It's a great show, and that's what I cave dweller in Antrim. Yeah, no, it's great to have someone behind you that's pushing you like that. Yeah, it really is, I have to say. And thanks very much for that.
Big hands.
What did he say? Leprechauns have big hands. Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, we're not playing this game. Right, move on. Next subject, Paul. Quick.
Your next subject. Well done, Paul. I can't give up anything. Yeah, I know. All that. Yeah. You can come in a few minutes, Orla. We're just going to talk about Gav here. I'm just going to actually play this video of. We reported last week about, if you remember, about was it midweek? We reported about the dossier that was supposed to be compiled. Well, I'm just going to play this here now because this guy is a guy who actually spoke up about it now today. So he sent the video in. He's put the video out on Twitter. So I'm just going to actually pull it down there. Bear with me there. I'll pull it down. Did I already pull it down? I did already pull that down. Hang on there.
I haven't actually seen this yet. I know of the video, and I got to watch maybe the first minute of it, but I never got to finish it.
Okay.
So I'm very interested.
Yeah, I'll play it now in a minute. I just need to pull it down there, and anyway, for a minute. It'll only take a minute or two.
So just to give that. Oh yeah, go on. Sorry, I was going to say while you were doing that, I'll just give a bit of background that we got information at one point that somebody in peoples in the nationalist movement had decided that they were in charge and they were the leaders, and they decided who was who, and they created tiers. So there was tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. and certain people were put into tier 1, certain people put into tier, and it's how, I suppose, who could be worked with and who was untouchable and who was this, that, and the other. So it's so you can see all the names.
This is the table of contents. This is the merger feasibility report, Nationalist and anti-immigration group figures in Ireland. The Burkean is on page 2, the National Party Quinlan faction, the National Party Barrett faction, Ireland First, Sinn Féin, Sol na hÉireann, Liberty Republic, Yellow Vest Ireland, Irish People Party, the Centre Party, Coolock says no, East Wall says no, Ballymun says no, Finglas says no, Irish Inquiry, Gavin Pepper, Tom MacDonald, Phil Sutcliffe and Paddy Houlihan. Now, none of the 4 people who were in that room last Saturday are on that list. Why would you say that is, Martin?
Maybe because they're the guys making the list, or getting people to make lists. We talked about gatekeepers. There are people who have decided they're the gatekeepers of nationalism.
Well, I don't think that shouldn't be working that way, lads. John Malloy, Paul Fitzsimons, we've seen Martin Murphy in a tent site for sore eyes.
John, you're flirting with me all night now. So.
What do we make of Clan Éireann?
Clan are necessary. I wish them all wish them all the best in their endeavours. I do not agree with National Socialism. So the main proponent of National Socialism in the country is Justin Barrett. I am a friend of Justin Barrett's. I have no problem in saying that. The man has a great intellect and we have great conversation and debate, but I don't align politically with him. But in relation to what he wishes to build and what he wishes to achieve, of course I support it. It's for the betterment of Irish people. And he is fighting against the state. So why would you not support him? His speech was very, very good in at the GPO last week. But like I always say, we're on different paths, but the end goal is the same.
Yes, I'm just going to read this here. Access an information system without lawful authority. A person who, without lawful authority or reasonable excuse, intentionally accesses an information system by infringing a security measure shall be guilty of an offence. So, yeah, we'll talk about that offence now in a minute. So I'm just going to play this Owen O'Sullivan video and we'll come back. I'm just going to let me dad out there. Go on, talk to you in a minute.
Good evening, folks. My name is Owen O'Sullivan. I am, up until recently, I was an AC member of the Irish Freedom Party. Unfortunately, due to I wasn't happy the way things were going with the Irish Freedom Party, I had to resign. Because unfortunately, at the moment, there is a challenge between the current leader, Herman Kelly, who is still insisting he's president of the Irish Freedom Party, even though the Irish Freedom Party has been taken over by the current leader, I suppose you would say, Michael Leahy, who is effectively running the party for the next 3 months, which will probably be coming to a conclusion in the next week or two. Whatever situation that goes, nobody knows yet. It could be the same situation as Justin Barrett and Reynolds of the Nationalist Party, probably along the same lines. Anyway, the reason I'm here today is not to talk to that. It's to talk about the Unity Party, which has been set up, which Michael Leahy announced recently, sitting around the table with Derek Bly and Malachy Stevenson, which was a big surprise, not for me anyway, because I've read this merger report, which is above, written by this chap, Alex Sheridan, relatively unknown as well in the national community, the same as myself. And that's what I'm here to say. There's people in the moment that are in the nationalist community that are pulling the strings, unknowns like myself. Well, I wouldn't say I'm pulling the strings because I'm not. I'm out of the show. But there are people relatively even unknown to me lately, like this chap above, Alex, that are writing up these dossier reports on the Nationalist Party and the individuals working in the Nationalist Party. Some good, some bad. As you can tell, the good write-ups were the people sitting around that table with Michael up until last week. Unfortunately, I've read all these reports from start to finish that's written above. Makes for some very interesting reading, but for someone like me, let's say I'm going to pluck one out now, which would be up until recently Ireland First, which has now been renamed Díla Héireann because of, we all know, doxing and stuff that's coming along from other nationalist people. I don't want to get into their names, who have brought down Ireland First, which in my books, no nationalist should be bringing down a party, never mind an individual. That's definitely a no-no in my opinion. Anyway, the reason I'm talking is because this needs to be said. The truth needs to be said. You can't have unity with the nationalist parties in Ireland if you're cutting people out of the loop. And, Anthony Casey and Martin Murphy have been hard done by. They did not try and take over the Irish Freedom Party. I was there at the time. They tried everything to save the Irish Freedom Party. Herman Kelly would not step aside as leader, even though he said he would at Christmas. They were caught up in that, so was I. There was no takeover of the Irish Freedom Party at that time. Everyone in the party at the time knew that we weren't happy with Herman Kelly's leadership, and he agreed to step down. Now, it's not just to do with that, I left. There's a few things gripes I have with the Irish Freedom Party. Mainly, it's turning into a situation where, it's basically a Barrett Reynolds situation where everyone's claiming ownership of the party, basically. So God only knows what that way is. That's up to the Irish Freedom Party now. I'm out of it. My hands are washed. My gripe is to do with elements like the chap above, Alex, and these people, trying to take full control over the nationalist community, who can be in the movement and who cannot be in the movement. And to me, that's unacceptable. So I would strongly, and this would be an appeal to Michael Leahy, to reach out to the individuals who've been wronged in the nationalist community and put it right. Invite everyone around that table in good faith. And, you say this is a unity party, okay? But you're excluding people from that party. And be under no illusions, I was pushed out of the Irish Freedom Party by certain people who didn't want me in the party because I'm quite outspoken. Okay, and that is the truth. That is the fact. Okay, and people will probably call me, look, Owen's on this. He's a Sinn Féin plant. He works for MI5. He's this, he's that. He's all sorts of things. Traitors. All this malarkey that's going on in the nationalist community, which is all in-house fighting. This video today is not to divide or anything to do with that. If anything, it's to reach out to the people who are trying to pull the strings to say, do the right thing, at least. And then leave it up to people like Anthony Casey, even Justin Barrett, everyone. Leave it up to them then to decide whether they want to come on board in this unity party. Leave it up to them. But to be excluding people and call, and all this, that and the other, and, where's this coming from? Where's this coming from? I'm an Irish nationalist. We all own this movement. Every single person who's an Irish nationalist has a voice, has a say. But when certain people at the top claim, and have tier structures of 1, 2, 3, that's not acceptable. Anyway, this is Owen O'Sullivan, independent candidate, coming up for the local and general for Cork South Central.
Now, there we go.
Well done, on. Well said. Well said.
Yeah. So, they're just saying it. Well said, Owen. Problem is people aligning with personalities and old friends over facts. Yes, exactly. Irish ICT grassroots. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Why is John never spoke about in the leadership circle? John is fucking fantastic. Sorry, of course, but John is an organizer. He's passionate.
Yeah.
He stands. He understands the system. Stands against the system. I've seen him challenge guards aggressively, and then I've seen him have very civil conversation with guards to ensure that the people he's organized are safe and not going to get battered by the guards. He's called, how many protests has he called and how many speeches has been? This is the kind of person that we need to be getting behind and working with closely, because he's not looking for leadership. He doesn't want it. He just goes about his business and does it. And that's the person that we need to start throwing the cloak of responsibility on. You know what I mean? Now he'll probably turn around and say, F off. I don't want it.
There he's at the saying it there now. On a video today, he asked each and everyone to get to the table and forget the past and look to the future. Anthony, you've been saying that for a long, long time, and you've been left out of these talks. You know what I mean? Okay, you were in on some of the talks, but you were were you tier 2? We were tier 2, weren't we, Anthony? Is that what you were told?
Tier 2, yeah. I think, well, look, one thing I did say is that it's hard. There's such a following and momentum behind us with the show, with Shinadina, with the new news of Ireland First and Deal the Heron. I did say it's, I think they can't not allow us in the talks, but I think by the latest photograph, it looks like they're going to march on without us. And Derek Bly, who's walked away from politics, is now part of it. But I don't know how. Regardless, look, you know the way it is. It's a tricky one. Look, this is a terrible thing to say. I've been calling for the unity is far, even back to Wednesday when I did my speech at the GPO, short one. Not under this regime. I can't see an honest person to me in that room. And that's very unfortunate to say. But yeah, look, Lorraine O'Sullivan's right there. Everyone, and this is what I suggested when I was called for my first meeting. Get everyone in that room. Take the whole day to do it. Hash out all the arguments. Try to agree on 5 principles. Unfortunately, that's not the way they went with it. They went with Jim Ferguson the 12th of July with people who were saying that they were finished with the nationalist movement, and a lot of people omitted and very upset about it. Of course they were. Like, how would they not foresee that would have went down like a ton of bricks? That's the type of thing that made a lot of people say, right, maybe we're not going to achieve unity. Maybe we just have to build something as best we can. And that's unfortunately where we are right now.
Agree, 100%. And but Anthony, we and our colleagues in our political entity and our colleagues in Shinadina have been building without anybody's help, and actually constantly under attack from fellow supposed nationalists, the state, media, etc., etc., etc. Yet we're still building. And I don't mind saying it. I don't care about this concept of unity, because I will not get into bed with people I know are nefarious for the illusion of the greater good. I will not do illusions. I will do honesty and brutal honesty. And there are some good people. Do you know what? They might have started out good. They really might have. They really, really might have. Maybe they got worn down. Maybe they got compromised. A lot of them were compromised. And for whatever reason, they're now not where they started. I'll tell you what, if the same thing happens to us in a couple of years' time, take us out. Not take us down, take us out. Okay? That's the commitment that I've made to this. If we stray from the path, and the path is going to be very, very difficult, and we're not here to become part of the system. We are here to tear the system down, because the system doesn't work. The state is the enemy of the nation. We are only for the nation. And that's it. And you know what? If you don't want to get on board with what our thought frame is and our political offering is and our civic responsibility is, that's fine. Nobody's forcing you to. But I say it again, stay out of our way. It's as simple as that.
You're right, like Martin, you're right in a way, because there's different layers to this where people have an understanding. There's people who would say, yeah, like I can see the tyranny and I'm going to go to these rallies, and I don't know all the players. I'm not part of one of the parties. They're all the same to me, but I'm going to support it. Geez, why can't you just come together? Then you have the next layer up where people are involved. They might have ran in their local area. They're part of a party. They're seeing the characters and the infighting, and it's unfortunate. And then you have another layer where you're highly involved in the movement. People have set you up. They've backstabbed you. They're working with the state media. They're luring you places, and they're calling you all sorts of names and doing you massive personal damage as well. And all the rest of it, like you said, death threats, all that nonsense. The problem is these people are saying that I'm too militant to be electable, and that's why I'm on tier 2. And the idea in my mind is that there is no honest democracy left in this country, that there was a massive rigging of voting, that we need to overhaul the system. We don't want to be part of it. We're there as to try and build something to replace it. And in the meantime, if you can get as many grassroots boots on the ground and just build strength in numbers, the power has always been in the people. But if they can stand together, and that's what Sinn Féin does. You know, you don't have to be part of any political ideology. Well, I won't say ideology, but any political flag, little small banner entity. You just have to be a nationalist and for your country and a concerned person. But unfortunately, it looks like the people who have grabbed hold of the movement, who think they own it, have decided who they've made a dossier, a Bible they call it. They decided who gets to speak and who doesn't get to speak. The Irish people, we're answerable to the Irish people at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you were in the camps for 2 months longer than this person, or if you did this or that and the other. It matters. Of course, there's people here who laid the cornerstones of the foundation of this and built it up to what it is. They deserve respect for that. But for people to say, no, you can't be involved, you kind of think to yourself, well, hold on a second. This is my kid's future at stake here. Who has the right to say that? And we're giving it our heart and soul and getting destroyed for it. So just cool the jets there a little bit. Maybe everyone should be in that room together. And then you can decide if someone is unreasonable, then maybe you can take a mass vote and say, well, you're not very productive to this movement. Let's get you out of there. But you have to set the scene first and allow everyone to come into it. And that's not what they're doing. They're ring fencing it. They're gatekeeping it. They're controlling it.
But like me personally, and look, this is just a personal opinion, I don't want to be in a room with those people. I'm
at this stage, you're right.
Yeah, I'm far more productive. We're far more productive doing what we're doing with the people that we work with and our colleagues, via whether they're political or Sinn Féin, are the staunchest, hardest working, smartest, most dedicated people I have come across in the nationalist movement. Why would I want to work with anybody else? I'm already surrounded by the best. And of the people who claim to be gatekeepers, etc. And like I said, respect to those who start. And let's go back to the very start. The very first nationalist movement in this country was started by Justin Barrett. That's who started nationalism in this country. So for people to, again, I say it, I don't agree with him politically, but for those who exclude him because they don't like the optics of what he offers, there's the OG for nationalism. And that cannot be debated or argued. But all of the people who are, claim to be gatekeepers and make themselves gatekeepers, like I said, wherever they started, it's not where they're at now. If you think of the leaders of the existing nationalist parties, they're not where they started. They're just not. Okay, for whatever reason. I know, as a matter of fact, a couple of them are compromised. I won't go into details why, but they're compromised. So we need to stop looking at what was done in the past, okay, and start looking towards the future. What is actually working? The one thing that's working in the nationalist movement right now is Sinn Féin. That's the one thing that is absolutely working. How do I know it's working? The attacks are relentless. The state used French law to take down our website. Another hit piece by a mainstream media out again, rehashing. And here's the other thing: they can't find any new information on us, so they just keep rehashing the same stories again, and repeat, printing it every two or 3 weeks. Right? We and our colleagues are on to something. We know we've the state rattled. we just keep going. Join your local Sinn Féin. Just get involved on the ground, and we'll actually potentially take this country back.
I'm just seeing this here. Let them fight for the scraps at the table. They never be full. This is what they're fighting for. They are looking for 1 or 2% of the vote. We need to be getting the 99% of the voters on our side, not the 1%. Let them scrap for the scraps. Let us get out there and start fixing potholes and sorting out stuff for these people in these areas, through Sinn Féin, through us, through local people. And we'll take back these votes. We don't need them people. I don't care what anyone says. We don't need them people. We don't have to be part of their nationalism. You know what I mean? We are nationalists. I know what I am. I know what I fight for. I'm fighting for my kids. Whether they like it or not, I don't care. This is what I do, and this is what I'm going to continue to do. End of story.
They're going to try and get into the system. This is the problem. So, and I actually understand the mentality. I understand what they're trying to do. Clean cut, professional looking, only the people with no skeletons in their closet, although you made 2 mistakes there in that picture. No skeletons in the closet. And clean cut political party, nice machine, get the votes, reach Middle Ireland, etc., etc., etc. Even if they had 100% success and got loads of candidates elected and it was all great, you're still part of the system. And the system puts a gun to your head and tells you what to do. This is the whole problem, that you cannot change that system from the inside. It's a century old, built on an even older imperial system. You cannot change it. What you can do is, if you want to speak in terms of guns to the head, so you could say that our current elected officials and civil service have a European gun to their head. All we want to do is change who's holding the gun. And that is a reality. That is something that can be done. And that will be done by people power. When enough people say, no, I'm not NCTing my car. I'm not paying my tax. I'm not doing this. I'm not complying with this. I'm not sending my kids to school to be indoctrinated. You just say, no. That's it. When the majority of the population decides to say no, we've won. That's it. It really is as simple as that. You don't need a ballot box. You don't need to vote. You don't need to do anything. You just need to say no to everything. And you know what? The likes of the scumbags and it all, you can keep your bloody salary. You keep your role, keep whatever, as long as you're doing what the Irish people say. Simple as that. That's all we're doing. So we're going to take the gun out of the hands of the EU and we're going to hold it. The Irish people, the indigenous people of the nation of Éire are going to hold the gun to the government's head and say, you do what you're told or else. And that's what democracy actually is, believe it or not.
Someone's talking about their ESB bills. It seems that 3/4 of the country are in arrears with ESB bills. Yeah,
which is I'm so happy. Do you remember me like last year talking about the fact that I don't have any direct debits in relation to the ESB and I only pay the ESB so they get €100 per month off me in the summer and 150 in the winter and nothing else. I've told them I'll die owing them money. The average ESB bill in Europe is €67 per month. That's the average across Europe. How much is everybody paying per month?
Oh, ridiculous.
Or two months. It's the average European bill is €67. So I would suggest, because there's 250,000 people in arrears, that's too many to cut off. Everybody cancels the direct debit and you pay the ESB or whoever your energy supplier is without fail a reasonable €100 per month. It's €1,200 per year. That is more than enough to pay for your energy costs. Obviously, look, don't be running bloody crypto farms from your attic or anything like that, but just your standard household. Cancel your direct debit. You have the power. Pay what you can pay per month. I suggest average family home, €100 per month, 150 in the winter maybe. That's more than enough. But the European average is €67 per month.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about something here. Ferg sent me this in. This is from 2 years ago, but I'm going to just play this, and then there's another video after this, so we'll just play this one.
It's not happening here, boys. Don't give a fuck. Who else is Trump? The window's blocked out and that. What's going on? What's going on here, though? It's the refugee. Yeah, but who are you putting in, though? Who are you putting in here?
We're still walking here.
Yeah, I know you're walking, but who's going into it? You don't know. Is that what, who owns the place? You don't care, do you? Well, I do. I live a fucking around here, and my kids are around here, right? Yeah, well, I fucking care. Yeah, right, whatever. Who owns the place? Who owns the place?
Well, I don't know who's walking here.
Yeah. No, you understand that, mate? But they're putting in fucking fake refugees all over the kip. Understand that, but you're not putting. There's going to be kids put in danger here. There's fake refugees getting put in here. But don't worry, I will be fucking taking it up with them. Do you know who owns the place now? Well, who's in charge of the walk here? Who's in charge of the walk here? Please, yeah, get them for us, yeah. They're putting in these everywhere, mate. They're putting in. Not. Yeah. How are you doing? Are you looking after the build here? No. Right, well, who was it? Declan Hill. Declan Hill. You won't be putting in no fake refugees around here endangering their fucking kids. I'm telling you here now, right? It's happening all over the country, and it won't be fucking happening here. It's not UK. Yeah, they said Ukrainian families. You go on there with that. We've our own homes around here, right? They said that everywhere there's no men. Now, come here and tell you, they're saying that for fucking months, it's women and children, all right? They're saying about months, and then there's bleeding military-aged men getting put in here with no documentation or nothing. Yeah, you can nod your head all you fucking want, but it's happening all over the country, mate. And it won't be happening fucking here. You can tell your boss, we'll be back here now later on again, right? Simple as fucking that.
I remember that video. I remember Ferg putting out that video and that other chap. So I'm just going to play this other one. This is the next bit of it. This is Ferg. I must be talking about this now this evening. So let me just play this. Let's go with this one.
How you doing, everyone? 2 years ago today, certain people in Ballybrack and Loughlinstown stood up to mass illegal immigration, and we said no, that we weren't going to have it around our area to put our children's lives in danger. A few people from around this area pointed the finger, as well as local politicians and TDs and stuff like that, and called us far right and racist and all the other bullshit that goes with it. It didn't work. Sticks and stones. For those of you in the area that pointed the finger and called us all sorts and were delighted when the likes of me got arrested and stood all over by police, can you see now why we stood up? Can you see now? You wanted this all around your children, your own children that grow up in this area. You would have been put in immediate danger from what these are trying to bring into this village. Look at every day in town, multiple stories now, stabbings, murders, rapes, you name it. That's why we stood up when it mattered. So what are you going to do now? You're still going to point the finger and call us this and call us that? Doesn't work. We did this for our children, our community, and our country. And I just want to give a shout out to all the men and women that did so fearlessly, that stood up bravely to protect our children like they should, like any good parent should. Now, fair play to every one of us. That's 2 years today. You're up Ballybrack. God bless everyone that's free. Erica, bro.
Yeah. Fair play to Ferg. They stopped that. And brilliant, I have to say. Ferg, you're listening there, mate. Fair play to you. And you're tirelessly going around the country doing this. And I've been with you on a few places and the whole lot, but there was a video went around today of Enoch, but it wasn't a video, it was a song about Enoch Book. I don't know whether you heard it or not. Very good. And I played it to me dad, you know what I mean? He said people should have done more for that man. He should have made sure there was thousands outside that prison. I said, well, I know one man who was outside there every day, and it was fair, like, you know what I mean? And I was there a couple of days with him, you know what I mean? And he's the only one. But my dad was right in what he said. We should have had thousands of people in there. They shouldn't have been allowed to even bring any more prisoners in there once he was in there. You know what I mean? We should have blocked everything. And again, the 30th of July, we need to block everything again. So, hello, Orla. How are you?
Well, guys, how are you?
Good,
Orla, how are you? Orla, can you hear? Have you an issue with Paul's mic, or is it just me? It's just my end. He sounds really metallic.
Metallic? As in?
Yeah. I have an echo. It could be on my end. It's probably on my end. So that. But Orla sounds fine, but you sound like you're talking through.
No, there was something there a couple of seconds ago, but apart from that, it was fine.
Am I all right now?
No, actually, there is something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just static. That's the word.
Static or something. Yeah.
Is that any better? Still the same.
It literally only started just before the video you played. Orla, how are you? How did the move go?
Grant.
Are you
all done?
traumatized?
Well, pretty much done and dusted.
Was it traumatic? I think
Is
they
the
say
moving house always traumatic?
Yeah, I think they say next to divorce, moving house is the next most stressful thing you can go through as a.
Well, you know me. You know me. I mean, if I don't have 101 things to be doing, I go and find more.
True,
here's a new viewer. This is River.
Oh my God, a new one. Oh my God, that's nice.
This is my new foster kitten. He just arrived yesterday, and he's 5 weeks old.
Very
so
good.
say hello to everyone. Say hello. Hello.
Lovely.
Yeah, so like, I mean, obviously, when you're on top of your head, what more do you need to do? Only get some more.
Is that any
say hello,
better?
Paul.
Is that any better?
Yeah, perfect now, Paul.
Paul, who's cuter?
Cat or Martin? What are we
careful
talking
how
about?
you answer that.
Orla, did you see the start of the show?
Which part?
When I had the big black pussy sitting on my lap.
No, it kind of came and went that quickly.
Yes, as it always does.
There's Mark there.
Listen, Paula's not on tonight.
Good evening, Paula. Now I can sleep better tonight knowing you two are together.
I'm still waiting for my Bulmers, Mark. He still hasn't even given me my Bulmers. I bet he's a drank.
I'm looking at it there.
Oh, I'd say, yeah, I haven't seen it though.
It's there, trust me. I'm not drinking. I'm off the gargle. I'm
please.
walking. No smoking. I'm.
He just, you know what? You'd make you sick, wouldn't you, Orla?
I tell you.
Well, no, that should be Debbie McCann's next article. Why doesn't she comment on all that?
Paul's transformation.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen in 6 months' time, or maybe not 6 months. Probably Paul is fairly fit to start with. So I'd say 3 months' time, Paul's going to be at one of the Nationalist rallies. He's going to rip off his top, and he's going to have a shredded six-pack, and he's going to be all buff and veins bulging everywhere. And he'll have the tan. He'll probably have gone to Turkey to get the teeth, and he'll just be uber far right.
That's the plan. That's the plan. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, let's go. Actually, do you know what? I'll pay for the lessons to make that happen. Do you need a personal trainer?
No, I have one.
You're right. I get the wooden spoon.
I'm good.
Thanks, Christine. I'll behave myself. That's it. That's my joke's over for the night now. I'll be good. I promise.
Yes, and your mother's going to be watching the show. Hi, Emer.
Paul will bring in prohibition.
She's not far away at all.
Yeah, so she's going to come in and give you a clatter.
My mammy, the far right. The far right mammy would never hit me.
Yeah. I have Gavin Pepper. I'm going to play Gavin Pepper here because this is just brilliant, I have to say.
Oh, it's the one with the accent.
Oh, yeah, but they brought in the new bill. The new bill came in on, they're pushing it through.
The CPO,
purchase order. Yeah, the CPO one. Very worrying. But this is what we were all talking about for the last 3 years. Yes, and people told us we were conspiracy theorists and we were nut jobs and we were everything. But no, Gavin hits the nail on the head here, I have to say. This is just brilliant. Go on, I'll play this.
Hello, folks. I just want all the people to know that on the 16th of July, I've put a bill through the door, and it's now at the second stage. And I want to learn you all about it so you can say that I'm engaging with the communities on it. It's called the CPO, the Compulsory Purchase Order Bill, right? And to let you know what that means is, well, we need housing. It's a housing crisis, and we need to build more housing. And we don't have any room. So what we're going to do now is we're going to buy your house from you. Like, as you can see in the IFCC, you see all the beautiful, gorgeous apartment blocks. But when you go around them, they surround these estates, like East Wall and Sheriff Street, the North Inner City. And there's houses there. So what we're going to do in the long term is buy your house Without your choice, we're going to offer you a good up to 90% of the income within 6 months. You could get the money from this house. And then you can move somewhere else. And since there's no houses to move to, emigrate. We don't care. Our plan, our long-term goal is to smash these houses down to the ground, right, and build skyscrapers like Manhattan. It will be absolutely beautiful. It'll be like Dubai and Manhattan mixed into one. A multicultural paradise. People from all over the world. I mean, our old friend Roger O'Gorman, he invited them in 12 different languages, and we've nowhere to put them. No more tents on the street. We don't want that. We want to give them houses. Absolutely. And then we won't have to pay any hotels to have them up anymore. That 145 million for the City West Hotel, that wasn't good. I don't think it was good. The other lads did. It cost us, no. We'll build them houses. Now, Pascal Donovan, my good friend, we know you're after that European Union, Pascal. But I said, Pascal, I can't put this bill through. People will go mad. The Irish people will run amok. It'll be like the famine. We'll be encouraging people to emigrate, because they'll have no choice whether to sell the house or not. And Pascal said, no, James, stop underestimating yourself. You went from being a councillor to a Lord Mayor to a TD. Soon you'll be replacing that plank Simon Harris that nobody voted for in the first place. We just put him there. This is easy. I said, really? Absolutely, my friend. Go for it. Now, I was nervous when I came to the door and did this bill. I was terrified of the objection I was going to get. But this was the beauty part. I came to engage. There was nobody there to engage with. Nobody. Sinn Féin, Social Democrats, Labour, People Before Profit, Fianna Fáil, my colleagues in Fine Gael, the Social Democrats, everybody. They were nowhere to be seen. Aintu, Plateau-Peen, Independent Ireland, where were they? Nobody objected to me. It was empty. Verona Murphy, she gave me extra time to speak. It was beautiful. And so nobody objected to it. And when I went into the door bar, it was 3 cheers for James, they say. Have a Guinness on us, my friend. And now I'm here, I'm engaging. We're here on Shrewsbury Road. And I just want to let my elite friends who live in castles on this road know this will never happen to you. I mean, you see what happened in the Saks Hotel? Gavin Pepper outside thinking it was going to be an iPass centre. We said, no way. We sent in my buddies, the lawyers, who fought against it. And that'll probably be something else now. So, this is all I have to do to get ahead in life, is to stamp on working class ants. That's what I call them, clock punchers. Their job is to just go into work, do a few hours, clock punchers. They don't have to have a brain. We're not allowed to let them have a brain. That's why we raise the numbers you need to get to college. Never let them get ahead. And to make it look fair, we'll give them like the Trinity Access program, a few little programs to make them get by, a few little bob, but you'll get your money. Now, we need to really push this, right? So I'm calling on Virgin Media. Kieran Kennedy, you better have a show on this. You know, RTE, that bailout that we gave you, that these taxpayers gave us the money to bail you out with, we're going to make this look beautiful. We want pictures in papers of how these buildings, these skyscraping paradise is going to look. And you'll have people from all over the world that live in them. And if you're not happy and you're Irish, well, just emigrate. Remember what I said. In the last 10 years, we gave out 1.3 million PPS numbers to foreigners. That's right. Imagine what we could do in the next 20 years. Vote Fine Gael. Vote Sinn Féin. Vote People Before Profit. Vote Labour. Independent Ireland. Ain't vote us all, because we're all the same.
He's something else, isn't he?
He's brilliant. I love it when he does that accent. He's so funny.
You can have your Bulmers. I'm having hydrated water. There's one. Yeah.
If anyone don't know, is Jaden still on? Jaden, will you please do a missing poster for Paul Fitzsimons, because I think he's been replaced.
No, do the 6-pack one. Do the one of him ripping off his vest in at a protest with the 6-pack. If the politics doesn't ever work out for Gavin, he's an actual skit show in the making there with the character he's come up with.
He is 100%.
But should we talk about Paul Murphy?
Yes, I have him here. Hang on.
Well, which part? Like which bit? His recent post where, the would be coming from my area.
Yeah, I thought it was Ireland for everybody. I thought the Champagne Socialist said Ireland was for everyone.
It's very strange. I did ask him, like, you know, the other day, has he replaced his flag on his Twitter post? But no, he hasn't. He still has the Palestinian flag. He didn't revert it back. So he must be planning another trip to Egypt soon.
He blocked you, didn't he? Did you get blocked by Paul Murphy?
He did, yes, he blocked me. But he didn't like, obviously, my question. But, you know, look, let him go to Egypt. It's absolutely fine. We just then need to close the borders.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's ever a head I want to slap, I have this desire just to actually just right in the top of his head, I just want to do that just once. I don't mind getting arrested.
It's amazing when he was over in Egypt, he knew what sex his child was, that his child was a boy. Yeah. Isn't that amazing how he just figured that out?
Hang on, hold on. But his child isn't old enough to decide his gender or isn't in school yet.
There you go.
When he said he was a boy.
God. Paul Murphy assumed his child's gender. Oh God, he's such a fucking creep. My God, I might just.
But this is what he said. Did you see? This is what he said. This is what he said to get out of it. Oh well, we don't watch.
You know, we're against obviously turning it into some sort of, you know, overcrowded slum conditions. I think everyone would be against that. So we'll see. You know, we're against obviously turning it into.
Yeah, of course you are, Paul, you clown. But it's all right to put these slum conditions into our backyards. You know what I mean? Into Coolock, into Darndale, into everywhere. But it's not okay. Don't put it in my backyard.
Oh no! That won't do it all.
They can't help. Yeah, they can't help but show themselves. You know what I mean? They can't actually help it. And if you're still a lefty supporting this guy, you're a fool. You're an idiot.
Hey, Eamon, you're blocked as well, are you, Eamon?
Eamon, were you asking him about his flag as well? Were you?
Knowing who Emer is, I reckon it was a little bit more serious than that. Whatever was said.
Well, I'm expecting Dr. Jet to block me now because I just put up a post there a little while ago. Oh. He's looking to be president, Dr. Tony Holohan. And I just pretty much said, just in pretty much 2 sentences, after everything he's done, it would be like voting for your executioner.
Mm-hmm. But is it? But they're actually trolling people now by the media suggesting this because they know that they have the system so locked down that the likes of Nick Delhunty and others who are putting their name forward from a nationalist point of view cannot get on the ballot paper, and they're just throwing out these names like confetti because they're state approved. So we're going to have 15 state-approved candidates. It doesn't matter which one of them actually gets elected because they all have the same gun to their head and nothing is going to change. Which is why you can't change the system. We have to destroy the system. If the election is run and a nationalist candidate isn't allowed on the ballot, we should elect our own president. As put forward, we get a couple of people to put forward their names to genuine people who have the clout and intelligence to actually be the president of Ireland. So that's a fairly small cohort. But any person who has sacrificed whatever over the last 5 years to put their name forward. Yeah, yourself, Paul. I don't know with that. Put yourself on ballot.
I'm joking.
No, seriously, listen, but no, I have no problem with that. Put your name forward, and we will have our own election. And we will elect our own president. And okay, we're going to need a lot of numbers, maybe 100,000 people to vote. But we can do that, and it's something we should pursue. If no nationalist or I would say right-leaning candidate can get in the ballot, let's organise our own election. I can think of so how do you decide who gets it? Look, there's people like Ferg, there's people like Paul, there's people like Orla, there's loads of other people across the movement that are respected to be able to nominate a candidate, and you get a couple of nominations from people behind you, and we whittle it down to 3 or 4. Put them up against each other. Let's do debates. Paul, host live presidential debates, alternate presidential debates on the Irish column, and let them put out their stall. And then let the nationalist community vote on who they want to see as president of Ireland. And we'll submit that then. We'll walk up to ours and lay the votes down at the door. We won't hand them to a guard at the gate. We'll go in and we'll say, we're putting this here. This is who the nationalist community voted as their president. And if we can get enough people to vote on it, then it's another way to challenge the establishment.
I love the way Paul didn't go, hey, no. So, Paul, are you going to go for president?
Sure, why not?
No, I've just gotten in this message in. This has just come in live. I'm just going to share this here. Okay, so this happened to a girl tonight. Lindsay is her name. This fella walked into the house and the husband was there and he's handy enough. He threatened to rape her. He threatened to rape the girl and her husband was there. Okay, look at this. There he is, look, on the ground. The husband has a hold of him, look.
Oh my God.
Now, there's plenty of blood there now, I'm being honest with you. But yeah, he broke into the house tonight and threatened to rape that girl. And her husband was there.
Where was this?
The two great patriots too. We know who they are. I know who they are now. Yeah, I'm after being told.
Is this in Dublin or where is it?
In Dublin, yeah. As far as I know.
Oh my God.
But now that's the bastard who did it. So yeah. See, this is what happens. These people get into the houses. If you're not, this is what happens. You know what I mean? It happened a couple of weeks ago as well. Do you remember the girl? Your mum was outside the house trying to break into the apartment over in Sandy Cove or Sandymount or somewhere like that. And the husband was rang. He came back. He gave your man a few slaps. And the guard, I don't even think the guard took your man away. You know what I mean? But this is what happens, people. Be vigilant. And listen, start training because this is what you have to do. You have to bash these fuckers. I'm sorry. That's what you have. I'm not sorry. I'm just saying. I'm sorry for cursing, but like.
But you have a legal right to protect your home, your property, and your family, and you may use reasonable force. And like I said, it's a judge that decides what is reasonable force. But you do whatever you need to do to protect yourself, your property, your family, whatever is required. It doesn't matter who is entering your home. You ask them once to leave. If they don't leave, and you feel that if you ask them to leave and they don't, you are now under threat. And you were entitled to defend yourself and defend yourself with extreme prejudice.
My God.
That's disgraceful. Comments here now. Well said, Fitzy.
I'm so glad I live in the country. I'd go insane. I wouldn't sleep if I lived in the city. I don't know how people do it. I wouldn't be able to sleep. Anybody,
this is it. I'm getting calls from people all the time, and like women I'm talking to are worried sick about their children. They're worried sick about, like, people are worried sick about everything. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like this government, they have to realize what they've done here. Like, you know what I mean? They have to know what they've done here.
They're not stupid.
Like,
they know what's
happening.
happening.
Are not safe in this country anymore. Women, especially women and children, are not safe in this country anymore. Like, let's be honest, like, I can probably throw a shape, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be too worried about any of them, like, you know what I mean? But the likes of a woman, a small woman, you know what I mean? It just beggars belief, lads. I swear to God, it really does how frightening it is for women and children in this country.
Yeah.
Like, we need to stand up to this, lads. We need to be training. We need women to be training. We need our kids to be training. Like, this is going to be a war. This is coming, and there's no getting out of this. This is coming. You know what I mean? We need to be ready for this, you know? Oh, we can't even vote for him unless he gets nominations to go to the ballot TD, at least 20 members. You can't vote for anyone. Like, they're going to pick who's going to go into that presidential role.
Yeah,
that's
but what I'm saying is, let's choose our person. It's like the alternate president. You know what I mean? That we choose our own. We need to start thinking about forgetting. We're not playing within the system. We don't want to be part of the system. We're building our own. So let's start building our own. I'd go even further to say, let's not elect a president. Let's elect a high king, and the High King of Ireland, and the provincial kings, and our tribal kings, and or queens, as the case may be, because I don't like the system. I don't want to be part of the system. This my DNA tells me we're supposed to be something different. I have something inside me that tells me we're not supposed to have this system. We're a tribal people, and we need to go back to it. And we need to harness who we were before we were conquered and invaded. And make no mistake, we are still a conquered people. We got the illusion of freedom, but we never truly had it. So this is the war.
A parallel society.
Mm-hmm.
Guy stabbed in the head by foreigners, and he was arrested. Yeah. Hi, King Pepper. Hi, King. Para Doyle. Hello, Para. How are you, buddy? Great to see you this evening. Well done.
Yeah, we'll give Gavin Dublin. He can be the hiking in Dublin.
Niall McConnell, another farmer selling beef boxes and meats. We need bunches of them to sell us pig's blood in bottles.
Shout out to Niall's website. Everybody should check out Solid Heron website. It is absolutely fantastic. It is a really, really good website. And yeah, they have that meat boxes page. I haven't actually bought it enough. Thanks for reminding me. Actually, I need to try it.
Did you see Kevin Sharkey's idea to boycott council and TD nominations? He's running for it as well, is he not? He's threw his name into the hat as well.
Yeah, I think I saw something on that.
Yeah, I've seen something on that myself. The old and the young
are
living.
Where's Kevin Sharkey been for the last year and a half?
Probably selling nudie photographs of himself or something. I don't know.
He was there. Yeah, he was there. There was something. There was talks about a party, or there was talks about something, or there was And then the guy who gives him the money gave him money, and then he went away. Is that not what happened? Is it? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
To that effect, yeah.
But I don't look. I'm just the complete and utter hearsay. I have no idea whether that's true or not. So. Don't say
what's fair saying? Look at what the police did to the Irish lad last night. Bottled in the head, opened up, and they put 2 vanguard on the foreigners that did it, and a load of guard who got the Irish lad. Yeah, I think I have that there. Was that the one? Was that Paul Nolan's one last night? I think I have that there. Paul Nolan. I think it was Paul Nolan last night. Yeah. No. Oh, that's the US politics site I'm on. No, I haven't got it.
I heard about it, so I didn't see the video, but somebody described it to me. And it was.
I'm gonna log out of this and log back into log back into mine. Log out. That's me. That's where I fit.
But look, it just until the video done is look. We have a 2-tier policing system, and the system is designed. I'll just talk about. There was 2 protests on the Dáil. One was able to get to the gates of the Dáil and get in, and one was barricaded from quite a distance away with a huge Garda force, including public order units. So there is a 2-tier policing system in this country.
Yeah, I'm going to play this here now because I'm just going to play this here just to talk about this. Yup, Fitzy. Yup, Pada. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Pada. Good to meet him in now.
Yeah, Lou Ferguson. Lou Ferringo. The Hulk. Remember him?
Yeah, absolutely.
You shall surely set him king over you, who the Lord of God shall choose. One from among your brethren you shall set king over you. You may not set a stranger over you, who is not your brother. Okay.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Amen, brother. Pada Doyle. Noel does good live streams. Covers. Yeah. Loads coming in here. Lou Ferringo. Yeah. I'm going to carry an 8-king dumbbell just from Musseltown. A barbell with 55 kilos will be probably a bit more cumbersome. Yeah.
Actually,
this is from
Christine. I'm not going to put it out here, but I might message you on X. I'll give you a little idea on self-protection. A little tool that I use that's very handy.
Okay, I'm going to play this here, but the thing of this is, There was a guy, an Irish guy, was attacked by 2 foreigners last night with a bottle, and the Gardaí arrest him, the guy who was attacked. And watch.
Oh my God. Look at them all. Look at them all running down.
Good idea. You know it?
No. There you go. And the poor Irish fella opened up in the head. And they're bringing them into the guard station instead of an ambulance or a hospital.
Isn't that disgraceful? That's disgraceful, isn't it?
The guy is clear. Yeah, the guy is clearly distressed. You can hear it in his voice. He's clearly distressed, and he's been surrounded. He's been surrounded by, I counted between 6 and 8 guards, when he's trying to explain to them that he's been attacked by the 2 little scroats. And the 2 little scroats, by the way, they're fucking good actors. They go all quiet and meek. They know how to play the system.
Yeah.
Right. The guards need to cop themselves on. They need to cop themselves on and realize.
But they milked that chap. They milked that chap with the blatant battens. Like they slaughtered him with the battens. They had him on the ground milling them. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Look, the simple fact of the matter is, when this kicks off on Garda Síochána, I looked at some of the children they put out against us when we went to Dublin. They're going to throw you to the machete-wielding animals. They're going to throw you to them. And you're not going to be able to deal with the machete-wielding animals. You need to pick a side now. You're either with the people or you're with the state. I know they pay your wages. I understand that. I understand your bills to pay, etc. I understand all of that. Is it worth your life? Is it worth your children's lives? Because that's what you're playing with by supporting this. The Garda Síochána needs to make a decision. Are they going to uphold their oath and do what they're supposed to do, which is protect the interests of the indigenous Irish population, or are they going to just do what the state tells them to for their pay packet? And that's it. And remember, we're almost ready. As in, when this stuff kicks off, I'm safe. Orla's safe. Paul is safe. We've our communities built. We're A1. We are fine. Who's going to save you? Pick a side.
They're doing another whole lot of more.
Paul, do you want to play? There's 2 videos there. One is Radio Geneva, and the other one is about that poor girl over in Spain. But it's really well done.
Organ donation.
No, that's another one. Wait till you hear that story.
Is this Greece? No.
No, it says Spain underneath it, and then the other one is Radio Geneva.
Oh, the girl set on fire.
But it's just done really well.
It's horrendous.
This is unbelievable.
Oh.
In Spain, after burning a 17-year-old girl alive, he doused her with fuel and set her on fire. 17-year-old girl. This Moroccan arrived in Spain illegally 6 weeks ago. He was on a migrant boat. He arrived into Spain illegally. Within 6 weeks, he doused a 17-year-old girl with fuel and set her on fire. She suffered burns to 95% of her body, and she is now in intensive care fighting for her life.
Fucking hell.
Like, you came from Morocco, which is a safe country. You can go on a holiday in Morocco. What in God's creation was he doing? You know, again, no checks, no vetting, no nothing. And within 6 weeks, he has completely and utterly destroyed that young girl's life forever. She will never, ever, never mind physically, mentally, never recover from that. And then if you go on to the Radio Geneva, well, just shows their attitude.
The Radio Geneva one, is that what you said? Radio Genoa. No, is that the Muslim fella?
It's X.
Is that the Muslim fella?
Yeah.
I have him downloaded here. Yeah, I have him downloaded.
We don't say that Islam is here to live, to coexist with lots of different religions and all of us can just hold hands and be friends. This religion was sent to dominate the world. It was sent to be superior, to extinguish the light of every other religion and to be superior to it. We're not shy to say it, and we don't find that to be something that we should be shy to say. That this religion has been sent to dominate, to wipe out, to take out every other religion, to eclipse it, to be superior to it, to have the people leave every religion and to accept Islam. And if that requires fighting to achieve it, then it requires fighting to achieve it. Because the greatest purpose for which jihad was legislated is to make the word of Allah the highest and the word of those who disbelieve the lowest.
And every time you animals have tried to dominate, we bet you back into the desert. Every time you tried to dominate, we bet you back. Christians bet you back, and we will do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we weren't. I'm going to be honest, Martin. That's when we were fighting. We're not fighting against them here now. They're being let in here. They are being. The doors have been opened. There's nobody fighting back against this. There's a handful of us fighting back against it, but this government have allowed this to happen. Allowed it, and they're still allowing it to happen.
A handful of mountain Spanish shepherds from the mountains, a handful of them started the pushback against Islam to push them out of the Iberian Peninsula. And yes, it took a long time, but they pushed them back and they pushed them back and pushed them back and drove them back into the desert. And we will do it again. We will do it again. Christ is king. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And if we have to have another crusade, we will have another crusade.
Hello, Ruby there. Ruby Shadow. Hello from Canada. Found you a few minutes ago. Thank you.
Hi, Ruby.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Share it with everyone, Ruby. Someone just
put in there. I was born a Catholic and I was not a Catholic. Simple as that.
It seems this girl was in state care. He picked the girl who had no one on her side. It seems that she was in state care.
That's what predators do.
The guards are the enemy. Soft targets.
Hey, Barry.
Islam is the sword created by Judaism to attack Christianity.
But what I laugh at is they're openly admitting what they're up to. I mean, they're not even trying to hide it. And then we're classed as telling lies. There's countless videos out there of them admitting that they're here to control, they're here to take over, that they hate Christians, they hate white people. I mean, how are we lying when they're up in videos saying it? Crazy.
Wait to hear what Wait till you hear what this scumbag has to say. This queer, this gay imam. Watch this now. Wait till you hear what he has to say.
Irish national anthem be taught in school? Seriously, should the Irish national anthem be taught to children in Irish schools? This is shocking. You know, I, as someone who moved here 23 years ago and who is the chairperson of the Irish Muslim Peace and Integration Council, you know what I did? I taught Irish Muslim children the Irish national anthem. And you know what? They sang it in Eden Croke Park in 2021. This is way before these patriots, so-called pseudo-nationalists, started chanting slogans of Ireland for the Irish. This is way before. And you know, some of these lads, they don't even know the difference between the Ivory Coast's flag and the Irish flag. This is how much they know about Ireland. Like, ask them, can they sing the Irish national anthem? You know, Muslim children, Irish Muslim children, this is how they sang it.
Yeah, and what?
When the war does
You know
kick
what I mean?
off, I'm keeping his teeth as a trophy.
Oh yeah.
In
He is again.
in the words of Father Jack, who let that gobshite on the telly again?
Yeah.
Very good.
But you look at it there. There's probably 10 kids singing that. You know what I mean? 10 kids. Like
he's
he's
a paid asset. He's designed to troll. He's designed to, but it doesn't matter.
Agitate.
There will come a time where he's
booted out.
Anyway. Yes, he would. Yeah. Okay, as soon as we figure out where he's actually from, we're going to send him home.
He's Pakistani.
Or is he from the Netherlands? I thought he was from the Netherlands.
No, he's from Pakistan. Well, he has said he's from 2 or 3 places. But hey, listen.
Yeah.
But be under no illusions here, people. This guy, he says he's the leader of the Muslim this, that, and the other. He's the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood here in Ireland, a known terrorist organization with links to terrorism all around the world. This is why the Clonskeagh Mosque has been shut down, because it's been investigated by the CIA and everything because of him and everybody else. And we found out where he lived last week. Someone told me on the show here where he lived. I knew where he lived.
Don't say that out loud. Oh, Paul, don't say that out loud.
I'm not saying it out loud. I'm not saying it out loud. Don't you worry. I know exactly where he lives because I canvassed his area.
But we have the networks, as they say.
He's designed to piss me off, and it's working, Paddy. Yes, that's exactly
the
what he's
look
doing.
of him is enough to do it. I feel a headache coming on looking at him.
A gay Muslim imam. I'm telling you, he's something else. I have to say. Like, we all know what happened in Tala, lads. We all know. Somebody's father cut him in the car with the young fella and clattered the head off him, and then he ran to RTE and said, "Oh, boo-hoo! I was there to marry somebody." No, you weren't. You know what you were doing there, you dirty, filthy animal, you scum. But you'll get your comeuppance, don't you worry. Don't insult the Dutch by saying he's from Holland. We won't. He's not. He's from Pakistan.
That's what he said. We're not saying that.
Pakistani.
We're saying what he said. He said he's from the Netherlands, and then he said he's from Pakistan. And
you know he's Irish in his elbow.
Anyway, you're going back to a country where they're going to throw you off a rooftop because you're a big gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now you have it. Now you have it.
Do you want to play that organ donation one?
Yes, I do. I think I have it here.
And then there's one then from Cal. I just came across it earlier on.
Yes. Hold on.
I know time's running out.
I'll be back in 5.
Yes, just bear with me. Sorry, let me just share this now.
Look at Annie's comment there. Very good.
Good. Angie, 7 trillion nerves in the human body, and Dr. Alligatri gets on every one of mine. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Very true.
The vagus nerve. Did you know what the vagus nerve is? Do you know what the vagus nerve is?
Oh, I've heard of it. I can't think of it.
Okay, well, I didn't know when I got a lecture on it last night, and it was a good lecture now, I have to say. Yeah.
Oh, I've heard, but I just can't think.
The nerve, it runs right down your spine, and all your other nerves are attached to it. It's the vagus nerve, yeah. I just got that. Yeah, that was just a bit of a lesson I got last night, yeah, and it was, listen, fair play. I'll play this. Yeah, I'll play this now.
Declared brain dead wakes up during organ harvesting. You cannot make this up. A man who had gone into cardiac arrest and been declared brain dead woke up as surgeons in his home state of Kentucky were in the middle of harvesting his organs. And now the case of Anthony Thomas T.J. Hoover II is under investigation by state and federal government officials. I mean, it's pretty bad, guys. So basically, he gave permission for his organs to be donated in the event of his passing. Now, to honor his wishes, the hospital tested which of his organs would be visible for donation, and the facility even had a ceremony honoring walk with him. Get this. While going down the hallway during his honoring walk, his eyes started to open, and he was looking around the room. Okay, so this man woke up during his heart catheterization. They were getting ready to remove his heart. This is when he started to thrash around, cry, started to pull his teeth out, and was pushing everybody's hands away. So the surgeons are like, no, we're not doing this. Absolutely not. The CODA coordinator, CODA standing Kentucky Organ Donation Association, their admin for guidance was told, you will find another surgeon or you'll lose your job because we're going to complete this case. Somehow this guy lived and made it through this. And now he's having to have neuro exams and all kinds of trauma from the shock. So I don't blame his family for wanting answers. Really makes you think twice about being.
There you go. But I mean, there is no proper definition of brain dead. Like, how many people were told, or families were told, oh, you know, the person's brain dead? What if they weren't? Like, how do we know?
I've been watching stuff, okay, and there's no such thing as brain dead. Apparently, this is what I've been watching. I've been watching this. What's that nurse's name? She's a nurse in England. Samwaria or something is her name. She's a blondie girl, but she's been saying it all along that there's no such thing. If there's brain activity, you're not dead. Simple as. You know what I mean? If there's brain activity, you're not dead. Now, and listen, I know people who have let loved ones die, and I'm not saying let them die, but have switched off.
We don't know. This is the thing, you know.
This is it. We don't know. There's not enough studies done on this. Like, you know what I mean? People don't know. But
and how many doctors could be paid off as well? You know, if they're looking for particular organs for, you know, that are with a certain blood group.
They have to give paralyzing drugs because the donor shows signs of stress. Yeah. Kate Chimarani. That's who it is, Lamb Chop. Yeah, Kate Chimarani. Yeah, that's her name. She's a nurse in the toxic world. She's brilliant. She is. She's been talking out about
yes, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah. Yes, she's very good.
I think her own daughter was something happened to her own daughter only a while ago. The organs from a dead body cannot be used. Exactly. Yes, that's it. Dead organs cannot be used.
Yeah.
You know, don't believe anything doctors say.
Yeah. Do you want to just play Cal's video? I think it's probably the last thing I sent over.
Yeah, and then we might finish it up then because it's 10 past.
Well, we've got something after that to play.
Like what? What have we got?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay, grand. It's nothing about me, is it?
Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. All right then.
I'm just looking through these messages here, just out of bed, and this is just not normal. This is just not normal. The suffering that families are going through is outrageous. I was just going back and forth with a guy called Mark there, and he was saying his brother died and they couldn't give him a proper send-off because of the restrictions. Somebody needs to pay, like somebody has to pay. It's just not acceptable. It goes on and on and on. The list goes on and on.
A sister and two sister-in-laws in the last 2 years from cancer. Lads, come on. Gee, Mac.
Yeah, I know.
Not the first time I've heard. Yeah, waking up during the process.
Mm.
That is
And
just
fair play to Cal for calling this out as well. Like he's doing great work over on TikTok and X and that, you know.
Numbers of dead rising daily. Yes, they are. They are.
They are
Tommy
indeed.
Robinson giving out about Gary Lineker.
Which is not spoken about on RT or Virgin Media.
It's not spoke anywhere. This is
If they have to talk about it, they have to admit it.
Well, now you have it. If they admit it, they have to talk about it. You have to fix the problem. This is what's happening. Like, you know what I mean? And it's
sweep it under the carpet.
Oh, God.
You know.
Some of your messages Paul showed are not in the chat for me. Some of your messages Paul showed. Okay. I don't know what's happening there. I'm just going through the ones I can there, the ones I'm seeing there. My neighbour had just had a massive heart attack, fully jabbed. There's a lot of people have, like Tommy Robinson is a Jewish grift and Shabo's guy shield. He has controlled opposition. Dairy is the biggest cause of cancer. Dairy, I don't know, John.
Well, it's all depends on what you have to remember. What are the cattle injected with? There you go.
Yeah.
There's a knock-on effect, you know.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not taking any of that shite now. I'm no milk, no anything. Hydrated water, you know. It's all the good stuff I'm on.
Yeah.
Right, Orla. What did you want me to play here next?
Well, if we're going to finish up, I have it under Frank Conway. And he is right. I remember after discos and after certain things on the television, this was always played. And we should make an effort to make sure that this is brought back properly, not what we watched there a few minutes ago.
Didn't I play it on Tuesday night? Do you not remember?
No.
Yeah, I went Thursday night. I played it after the show when I finished up the lion bit. I
put
that on
gone.
last.
Was I gone? Had I left or something like that? I must have left. But it doesn't matter.
I already have it. I already have it there. I already have it there. Yeah, I will play it now in a minute. Yes, but you know what I want to do? There's a song there. No, I won't. I'll play it. No, I'll play it the next day. The Enoch book one, but I'll play it the next day. But it's I'm going to change my stuff here.
Pather and Chris, who's going to get in first?
Here we go. Yeah,
they'll be fighting over it now.
Yeah, Pather will be in first, I'd say. Thanks, everyone. Great show. May God bless you all.
Thanks, John.
Cheers, John. Take it easy. Tom McDonald puts out great videos about people dying. Yes, he does. Tom is Tom knows. Tom has loads of friends who have died over the last couple of years. You know what I mean? Since all this started off, and he'll tell you out straight. Listen, this is what's happening. I had no abuse of the Irish. They're the reason they hate me. So stop calling the Irish racist. It's bullshit. Yes, it is. Another brilliant show. Thanks, Paul and all that. Good night, everyone. God bless. Good night, Anne-Marie. There you go. Up the line, Fitzy. Make it raw. Padda, there
Chris
we go.
in first.
Up the line. Nice night, guys.
Fight.
Yeah. Go on. No, it's good. The two of them were up rapid within seconds of each other. Fair play to everyone.
Yeah.
Night, Angie. We're just going to put up the thing there. You can buy us a coffee there. If anyone wants to buy us a coffee, please do. We've hit, how many have we hit tonight there now? We're up to 1,700. Well done, everyone. Thanks to everyone. 1,700 we've hit there. Fair play.
Oh, wow, that's brilliant. Thank you very much.
1,700 was nice, yeah. Fair play to everyone. Orla, I'm going to drop you down and I will talk to you. Martin, I'll bring you back up as well to say goodbye if you want. Martin, thanks very much for it's been emotional again tonight. And thank you very much for coming on and helping me out. It's that time, Martin.
It is nearly that time, yeah.
It's that time, Martin, yeah. So I'm going to drop you down, Martin. Thank you very much. And I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Good night and God bless. Orla, thank you very much. It's been emotional. And I will talk to you in a few minutes. There we are. Well, people, I'm going to go through a few of these. Good night and God bless. Good night and God bless. Good night and God bless, everyone. Yeah. Night and God bless. Night and God bless. Night and God bless. Night time. So, yeah, as I say, every night when we're finished up here, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. I'm going to leave us with the national anthem, okay?